I'm Scott Patrick with a preview of new and returning shows coming to ABC Friday nights this fall. In a couple of minutes, we'll check in with the new sci-fi series, Marvel's Inhumans. But first, the 7th season of the audience favorite, Once Upon a Time. Lana Parrilla has played Regina Mills, also known as the Evil Queen, since the very beginning. And our Jessica York talked to her about what's new in Lucky season number 7.
Welcome to Storybook, Marion.
Don't you tell me what I do or don't understand.
I need my mirror. There's someone standing in the way of my happiness. I need your help getting rid of them. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Show me who I want to kill most of all.
So once upon a time, there was this show about fairy tales that went to season 7. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
When you've been on since the beginning, when you signed on, did you expect season 7?
No, I didn't. I always thought we would just do 6 seasons, but this is amazing. Like, I'm so grateful. We have a lot of new stories that we're telling, and it has a whole different vibe to it. We're now Friday nights, which I think gives us a little more room to kind of try new things as well, and maybe it can be a bit darker. Even visually, it looks a little different.
Okay.
So
that plays well with your character.
Yes.
The darker side.
Yes.
Now, in the realm of Once Upon a Time, who is the baddest apple of the bunch? Is it you, or maybe the new witch that will be in season 7, or Rumpelstiltskin?
Well, I feel like Rumpelstiltskin's always like up to no good, and he's, you know, he's always meddling, and he always has his hands in something, and you don't really know what is going on. He has a lot of secrets. My character has evolved so much over the years. You know, for the first few seasons, I played this horrible villain for so long, and then she starts to evolve, and then we got to experience the Evil Queen in flashback. So you still got that, you know, the delicious villain that people love, the Evil Queen. So she's still there, but in this new chapter or new book, we are in Hyperion Heights in Seattle. We are cursed, and we don't know who we are, and so my character isn't even named Regina.
Oh, this is big. Okay, so introduce us to the new...
I can't tell you who she is. I can kind of tease, but I can't tell you her name. But she is a bar owner, so she works behind a bar. And she has curly hair. She's out of the pantsuits. I'm in leopard belts and jeans and cool, you know, rock t-shirts.
So you've gotten a royal makeover.
Completely.
For season 7.
I think she's kind of maybe stepped down a little bit. She's like, she doesn't feel like the queen, but she seems like a little more grounded, a little more kind of easy to get along with. She's not very, you know, she's still sassy and she still has that spice, but she's just a different woman.
Maybe. Maybe not.
What is it like playing out some of these fairy tales that we've all grown up with? Because I think this is such a smart show.
It is. It's fun. It's a lot of fun to be able to tell these stories that have been around for so long, and they're loved. I mean, you know, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. It's like your classic Disney story, and it's been great. I remember when I first got it, I thought, well, this is really different. And I get to play the Evil Queen. I never saw myself as the Evil Queen. I never played a villain before in my entire career, so this was really new for me. But I love what we're able to do with these characters, and you know, that's the beauty about television, because you have so much time to tell these stories. So these characters have time to develop and evolve. And mine has really, you know, turned around for the better, I think. She's grown up quite a bit.
You have done a really good job of showing a vulnerable side to the Evil Queen, that it's like, even though she does, in some seasons, has done some really bad things, there's still an element that you're somewhat rooting for her. you know, to stay with the good.
I know a lot of people forget that she slaughtered villages and village after village after village and hurt a lot of people. But I think why she's so compelling is because she's always trying to be better. And, you know, there's a lot of remorse. She's made amends over the years. She even split herself, and I was last season in a lot of scenes with myself as the evil queen and Mayor Regina. She really, you know, got to this place where she really just accepted who she was and embraced both parts of her, which was a very inspiring message to put out there. A lot of us try to suppress the things that we don't necessarily like, and Regina was able to embrace it and work with it and found peace, and that was really cool. And so I don't think we're going to see the two Reginas in a face-off anymore, but we will see this new Regina sort of discovering, you know, this world that she's in and the people around her, and it's fun. There's Henry, who's now a man. She gets to see Henry, and she hasn't seen him in all these years, and when she sees him, he's a man. And that's very jarring for her. So I'm learning how to sort of work with now this man, Andrew West, and, you know, Jared and I have known each other. I've known him since he was 10. So it's really cool. It's a little bit of like life imitating art. I'm getting used to him, and Regina's also getting used to this man. So it's really cool.
Lots of changes in season 7.
Lots of changes.
I'm from another realm.
Can't fight the power, right?
I'm starting to understand the whole Cinderella thing.
You're waiting for the perfect first sentence, but no story is perfect.
The 7th season, Once Upon a Time, Friday nights, only on ABC. And if you missed any of your ABC favorites, we can help you out. If you're at home and your HD DVR is connected to the internet, you can see ABC on demand. And if you're on the go, check out the best of ABC on your computer, tablet, or smartphone with Dish Anywhere. The newest Marvel series on ABC is Marvel's Inhumans. Inhumans tells the story of a royal family with superpowers who endure a military coup, and then they must save themselves and the world. Our Jessica York talked to the humans behind Marvel's Inhumans.
Sooner or later, the humans are going to find us up here. And when they do, because they are humans, their first course of action will be to try to destroy us. We need to go to Earth now. We need to strike first. We've been hiding here too long. Let's go to our rightful home.
We are not going to Earth anytime soon. It would only lead to war.
I watched the first episode. I can't tell if Maximus is a good character or a bad character.
Yeah, I think that's up to the audience to kind of figure out. I think, and I think it's one of the great things that Marvel do. In their characters, they're very three-dimensional, and they make you question your own sort of morality in a way, and whether you think that they're right or is that person right. And when we're in this world, because the king is so, well, he doesn't speak. So he holds everything in, and it feels that perhaps he's not doing anything about the problems that they face. And Maximus can see this, and he's like, "Well, I could do this. I could be, let me be the king. I'd make a much better king." Mm-hmm. And he's a man of the people, without having his pterogenesis rendering him a human. He understands the plight of the lower caste of their society, and he feels that they're living in great injustice, and there's the imminent threat of humanity discovering them, and he feels his brother's not doing anything. So it's, he's a young, charismatic, passionate political thinker that possibly could make a better leader. And if you read what he's saying on paper, you probably agree with him. But that's the wonderful questions that Marvel ask you.
Right or wrong, he's dangerous. You think you're being tough with him, but you are not. He has the ear of the people, and he undermines your decisions. You're blind to his intentions.
And your superpower, I would imagine that not having lines is actually harder than it looks for an actor.
It was harder than I imagined it would be. But the thing that was hard about it was not what I expected. I thought the creation of the language would be the hard part. The hard part was actually just getting switching from the mind-mouth connection to a mind-hand connection was weird, and it takes getting used to.
Are you fluent in Black Bolt? What do you call your language?
I'm not sure what we would
Blackagarian?
Blackagarian?
Maybe, yeah.
Right? That sounds pretty badass.
No. I have to sit down and translate, and then get it sort of into the muscle memory of my body so that I can do it and look like it's effortless. And towards the end of the season, I was getting to where if there was a line change, I would kind of intrinsically know what that would be. But it's a real learning curve. I kept catching myself because I'd be signing and I'd catch my mouth doing like, right? Because my mouth wants to be doing it. So
right.
Yeah.
Now, are you going to be silent the whole series, or when we go to Hawaii? Oh, okay. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
He can't speak. That is, I have a silent
it's a little
relationship,
dangerous, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Some wives out there might be like, "That is the match made in heaven."
Except for I have to speak for him. I know, right? You're like, yes, always me. But then I have to speak for him. So it's like he still gets his voice out there, and there's still that whole dynamic, which is what makes the husband and wife kind of that so much fun, is that you get to see the king and the queen, but you also get to see the husband and wife, and you see these two characters that have grown up together. So there's so much history, and there's a lot of play too, and it's a very serious time for them, and obviously it comes into a heated situation right off the bat, but you get to see that kind of camaraderie, and you see the love, and you see the play, and then you see these two extremely powerful beings that are trying to rule something that's falling apart. It's a really cool premise, and Scott Buck did an incredible job bringing this together.
We're just bounced around according to his will.
Careful.
I'm just telling the truth. I would never treat you the way he does if you were my queen.
I am your queen.
Were you guys aware of the Marvel storyline before you took on the roles? Because I feel like this is one of the few Marvel worlds we can jump into without having prior knowledge of the other Marvel universe.
It's very secular. It's off on its own, but it's also the most kind of multifaceted. Like, we go across the board. Like, Medusa is in Fantastic Four, X-Men, Spider-Man. Like, she's across the board. Like, you can see her kind of ebb and flow throughout all the different kind of comic stories. So it's really interesting to see that. But then again, we have this like whole other world. So when they said Medusa, I was like, I know exactly who that is. And like the Inhumans, and I was like, not so familiar. So you're way better. He was a comic kid, so you knew about all of that.
Oh yeah, Black Bolt, I think, is one of the more iconic characters in the Marvel universe. So it was really beyond flattering. And there were a lot of Humans issues that I'd not read, and so I started brushing up, and just fell even more in love with them. It is one of the stranger corners of the Marvel universe.
You should have known this day was coming. Are you going to speak? Are you going to use your voice? Kill your only brother.
Maximus is minus a superpower. What sort of superpower, if he could take one on, do you think he would take on?
I think I don't know. I think he just wants anything, to be honest. But yeah, I think he'd, well, in the comics, he has this sort of mind control thing. I think he'd quite like that, to be honest.
A great Inhuman once said, "The difficulties strengthen the mind. We are defined by change. Who we are today is not who we are born. We transform. We are the change that we seek. We will have a new beginning, because nothing can keep us from being free."
Marvel's Inhumans is all new Friday nights, only on ABC. And if you've missed any of your ABC favorites, we can help you out. If you're at home and your HD DVR is connected to the internet, you can see ABC on demand. And if you're on the go, check out the best of ABC on your computer, tablet, or smartphone with Dish Anywhere. Our thanks to the ABC stars, and don't miss the new season of Once Upon a Time and the brand new series, Marvel's Inhumans. All new episodes Friday nights, only on ABC. In the Dish studio, I'm Scott Patrick.